Hello and welcome to the final video in the WordPress 101 tutorial series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to configure your settings to optimize and get the most out of your WordPress site. We're going to cover a lot of ground in this video, so if you're ready, let's dig in. The General Settings subpanel controls the most basic configuration settings for your site, such as your site's title, description, and web address. The admin email address is where WordPress will send automated email notifications for things like new user registration notices. Choose whether or not you want your site to have open registration for anyone, and if you do choose to enable open registration, then specify a default role for these new members. It's a good idea to set this to subscriber, since subscribers can read but not publish or edit content on your blog. Next, select your time zone, the format in which dates and times will be displayed throughout your site, and set your preference for the week starting day. Be sure to save your changes. The Writing subpanel controls the edit interface you use to write new posts and pages. These settings control the default size of the editing window, the formatting options, the default category in which new posts will be created if no other category is selected, the default post format, and the default link category. We covered the Press This bookmarklet in the previous video, but you can also post directly to your WordPress site via email. Simply enter the email account details here, and WordPress will periodically check for new messages sent to this address. The subject line of your email will become the post title, and the body your actual post content. It's a good idea to make this a fairly secure email address, since any messages received at this address will become new posts on your site. So WordPress generates a few random strings you can use to secure your email addresses if you like. If you plan to post to WordPress from a desktop blogging application or the mobile WordPress app, you'll need to enable the Atom Publishing and XML-RPC publishing protocols. And last, when you publish a new post, WordPress automatically sends out a notification to a site update service, which in turn alerts search engines to your new content, which will help you to get your new content indexed more quickly. You can add additional notification services if you like. There are only a few settings in the Reading panel, but they're very important. You can decide if you would like your homepage to display your blog posts or a static page instead. If you select a static page, then you're able to pick which of the pages you want to serve as your homepage, and then which one you want to serve as your blog page. This is really useful if you want to use WordPress as a content management system, or a CMS, and would like the homepage of your website to show some welcome text to your site visitors instead of just a list of your blog posts. For example, I've created a new page called Home and assigned it to the Showcase page template, available in the 2011 theme. I'll select my new home page as the front page of my site, and my new blog page will display all my articles. And if we toggle back to the front page of our site, you can see my new home page featuring this Showcase page template. You'll notice it has a more distinctive layout with some highlighted text at the top, which serves as an introduction to the site. Just underneath, we'll see a list of the articles we've published, with the most recent article being featured here. This page template also makes use of the Showcase sidebar, so I can use this area to display different widgets than those that appear on the inside pages of my site. And if I click on the new blog page, which I've added to my custom navigation menu, we'll see a list of all our articles in the familiar blog format we've been accustomed to seeing throughout this video series. You can also choose how many posts will appear on your blog page, and how many posts will show in your RSS feed. You can choose to show the full text of your articles in the RSS feed or just a summary, which will require folks to visit your site in order to read the rest of the article. You'll remember that we covered the Discussion subpanel in detail during the earlier video on comments, so we'll move right on to the Media subpanel, which allows you to set the maximum dimensions in pixels that WordPress will use when creating the various versions of an uploaded image. Auto embeds are the feature we discussed earlier that make it super easy to embed videos. And last, you can choose where uploaded images and files will be stored. The default usually works fine. Now, I typically choose to organize my uploads into month and year-based folders, which makes it easier to find images that I've previously uploaded. The Privacy subpanel simply determines whether your blog is visible to search engines like Google, Bing, and others, or if you would like to block search engines and only allow normal visitors to see your site. And finally, let's talk about permalinks. This can be a confusing topic, but basically, permalink settings simply determine the format of the URLs or web addresses for your pages and posts. By default, WordPress uses web URLs that contain question marks and lots of numbers, but you can and should use more friendly URLs that are also better optimized for search engines. Most SEO experts agree that the best format is simply the post name by itself. The custom structure field allows you to specify a custom format WordPress will use to create the URLs for your posts. For example, some folks suggest also adding the post category name to the URL. Now, these variables will be replaced by the actual category and the slug for each post. To show you what I mean, let's look at the URL for one of our articles. You can see that the URL begins with our domain name, then the name of the category, followed by the permalink for this particular post. But if I change the permalink structure to use the year instead of the category, then you can see how the URL changes. For most sites, I recommend simply using the post name format. The default values for category and tag base are usually fine in most cases. So that's it. We've now covered all the major functions and features in the WordPress administration area, and you should be comfortable creating and managing your blog or site content. So this wraps up our WordPress tutorial series, but for more screencasts and training videos, be sure and check back with us from time to time. Stay tuned to WP101.com for more WordPress tutorials, and good luck with your new WordPress website.